Good evening and welcome to LSJ News. I'm Leanne Buck with your latest news in Lincolnshire and from around the country as we continue to work from home. But firstly, your Lincolnshire coronavirus update. As of Thursday the 11th of March, Greater Lincolnshire had 138 COVID-19 cases. Over 300,000 people in the county have now received their first dose of a coronavirus vaccine. This is almost half of the eligible population. As of Thursday, there were 8 coronavirus-related deaths. A Tribute Act has told LSJ News that they feel part of the forgotten community. It comes after entertainers have been unable to perform since theatres and venues shut their doors in March and has left many without a source of income. Our reporter, Hannah Richardson, has more.
Theatres and venues shut their doors last year on the 17th of March, but following Prime Minister Boris Johnson's announcement for the roadmap out of lockdown, it seems there's a possibility we could be all sitting back in the seats again. But it'll be much different. Less capacity is expected, meaning a third of seats won't be filled, and lateral flow tests are more likely to be provided on the doors to make sure everyone is safe to enter.
If the social distancing is in place, then because we'll have to separate them up into bubbles of households, so depending on where they're sitting, and each show will have to look different, because depending on what size bubble each household is really. Without the social distancing in place, if they say open normal, then we will do our best to reopen as we possibly can.
But over the last year of closure, entertainment acts have lost out. No performances equals no work, which means no pay. They had no access to the furlough scheme and were not able to access the self-employed grant until last week. But many performers are saying that this is all too little too late. Many of them are having to schedule shows and jobs for the summer that aren't guaranteed, just to be sure they can have the possibility of some income.
I've gone from a full diary to nothing at all. Venues are just not confident at booking acts. The ones that had to cancel. It's just wiped out everything, wiped out my diary completely. It's been a nightmare.
Many websites were set up for the forgotten community of entertainers over the past year and to help support and advise them for the summer ahead. At the moment, the future of theatres and entertainers is still in the balance, and only time will really tell. Hannah Richardson, LSJ News.
Viewers of ITV's The Masked Singer will know each of the celebrities behind the disguises, but have you ever wondered how the costumes are made? From a Viking to a dragon and even a sausage, the show has become known for its incredible creations. The makers of the iconic characters told us how they do it.
The masks often start with a sculpt in clay, sometimes even a maquette beforehand, and then we sculpt them in clay, and with a lot of them, not all of them by any means, but with a lot of them, we then go to a material called Variform, which is a sort of heat formable plastic mesh, which is similar to the stuff that you can get for doing emergency arm casts on people. And you heat it up either with hot water or a heat gun, and then you lay that over the clay, and then when you peel it off, you end up with this breathable, incredibly light mask, which is surprisingly durable. And then we fit a climbing helmet inside, which has been adapted especially to have more ventilation.
Now, if someone said laughter yoga to you, you might think they were making a joke, but you'd be mistaken. Laughter yoga dates back to 1995 and is said to benefit both our mental and our physical health. I spoke to a laughter yoga coach to find out more. Tess Sanderson, an inclusive wellness coach from Lincolnshire, said her life was changed when she attended a laughter yoga session in the hopes of reducing the pain she suffered from lipedema. The exercise, also known as Hasya yoga, was invented in India and was originally intended to speed up the recovery of heart patients, but is now used by many other people.
I've had people come along to sessions. I've had somebody with epilepsy. I've had somebody with brain condition. I have done sessions for Headway. I've even worked on a mental health ward. It's not a cure for anything, we're not saying it will cure anything, but it's a really good tool to help you manage and cope with stuff.
Laughter yoga helps our brain to release the positive endorphins needed to improve our mood. It doesn't just have positive mental benefits though, as some pain can be eased through doing laughter yoga.
I have suffered chronic psoriatic arthritis for 20 years and I've got quite a lot of persistent pain. Tess is so inspirational. Her laugh is so infectious. There's a real kind of feel-good buzz after it.
Whilst laughter yoga dates back to 1995, it is an unheard of form of exercise to many people. Despite the hesitancy some people have before their first session, Tess says she sees positive reactions from the offset.
Usually by the third session, they're really hooked on it. And by all accounts, from some of the feedback I've had, a lot of people on the first session in the last few months have really loved it and come back and looked at the sessions.
So, there you have it, laughter yoga. Whether it's something that's new to you or something you've heard of before, why not give laughing a go this lockdown and just see how it makes you feel? Leanne Buck, LSJ News. If you want to take part in a laughter yoga session or just find out more, you can check out Tess's Facebook at In the Laughter Locker. Now in sport, Lincoln City's manager says his team won't underestimate bottom of the league Rochdale. The third place promotion chasing Imps welcome the Dale to LNER Stadium this weekend in League One. Rochdale have one win in their last 17 league games and are 5 points off safety.
They've shown this year that they can compete against good sides and score goals. They're just going for a lean start at the minute, and we just need to be mindful of that. If we can get a win on Saturday, it really sets it up for the next 3 games. Very, very different games, in terms of Gillingham, Sunderland, Oxford, but obviously all 3 are very exciting ones.
Meanwhile, Lincoln City's women's side say they are worried about the risk of injuries as they return to football. Lincoln City women restart training from the 29th of March in line with the easing of coronavirus restrictions and have a big FA Cup second round tie against West Brom 6 days later. The Imps haven't trained together since before Christmas and their manager is worried about the dangers of restarting games too soon.
4 weeks out, physically we'll start preparing, but no matter what programs you give them, it's not the same as getting together in a competitive environment, training together as a team, football specific, taking those knocks, those movements and so on. We'd have liked to have at least a minimum of 2 weeks prep, but it's not the case, and every manager will be will have the same concern.
Now to Hannah for the weather.
Well, today has been wet and cloudy with temperatures around 8 degrees. Going into the weekend, Saturday shows to be windy, with low clouds rolling in from the east and the possibility for some rain showers. That cloud will continue into Sunday, where temperatures will become a high of 9 degrees and there might be a chance to see a bit of sun. That sunshine will continue into Monday morning, where temperatures will continue to stay high. Back to you, Leanne.
Well, that's all we've got time for this evening. Remember, you can keep up to date with us on social media, Twitter at LSJ Tweets and Facebook and Instagram at LSJ News TV. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening. Bye for now.